morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Brembleberry Cottage. We've been away for a week.
Yes. We had a beautiful wedding out in Ohio.
Yes.
We had a great little vacation. It was nice.
It was so nice. It was nice to see my niece get married. We wish a congratulations to my beautiful niece who made a beautiful bride and her new husband. Congratulations. And welcome to the family, to Seth. And Kayla and Seth, we hope you have a wonderful marriage together. We know you will. Congratulations. So during that vacation was nice to catch up with family. I was able to see my father and sister and brother and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and all the nieces and nephews. It was nice to be all reunited.
Yeah.
It was nice. So during that beautiful wedding, we had a little bit of rest, but we had a very, very long, tiring drive.
Yeah.
We decided to drive. I think from now on, we're probably going to fly. But anyway, it was a fun drive. We saw some beautiful sights along the way. The drive itself wasn't actually that bad, but it really does give you a little bit of that, I guess you can call it jet lag because it's driving.
Yeah, it really kind of knocks you out for a little while.
It does. So we're starting a little bit late this week. And also, when we came back, our son was a little bit under the weather. He's fine, just a simple cold, but I think when you're off your schedule, you just do that. So he had a lot of schoolwork to catch up on as well. So because of that, he's got midterms coming up for college. And because of all that, we're starting a little late.
And we've got stuff to catch up on that we've been trying to catch up on. And when you go away for a week or so, there's always stuff.
It throws off your routine.
It does, yeah. So we're getting back in the groove, but we're a little bit behind on our project.
Yes.
Which our project is?
Yes. This is exciting. So we left you, it's a little over a week ago, we left you with the exciting little sneaky little tidbit of why we were doing that desk over and what room it was going into. It is a room we are doing over. It's a major one. This is one of our major renovations. This is going to entail a lot of work. So this may take about 4 weeks, possibly 3, but I'm guessing about 4 weeks because of budget concerns, but also because of time.
Yeah, a lot of work.
We are doing this in the middle of Paul still working, me working a little bit with my blog, and our son doing midterms and catching up. So, because it's 3 of us involved in this. My son's behind the scenes, but it is a lot of work to edit and produce.
Oh, yeah.
But this room, you want to talk about it?
It's going to be an entertainment room for our son. He's a musician. He's got plenty of instruments. Excuse me. He's got a drum set, guitars, keyboards. He's got all kinds of music equipment.
A lot of large equipment.
Yeah, he composes, he produces, and that's really his passion. So we're recreating, renovating his music room.
Yes. So a little bit of backstory. When we first moved in, it was an open basement, and Paul did some wonderful construction and we've made it a finished basement mostly. We still have some work on it, which we'll be doing through the years on this show. But Paul had put in a beautiful closet area for our boiler, for our closet for the where we have the breaker box, so you don't see those things exposed. They look like little closets. Closet for our storage for all of our totes and whatnot, which may become in the future. We're not sure yet. May become a little bathroom down there as well as storage. We're not sure. But for now, it's housing our totes and Christmas things, all of our holiday stuff.
And I also made a workshop.
And he made a workshop. Yeah.
So, which has transformed into Jake's music room a few years ago, right?
Yes, and it was just a simple, basic utilitarian room where we kind of covered up some pipes and whatnot.
For free, basically. We didn't spend any money. We just kind of transformed the space.
Yeah.
Because the budget wasn't there at the time. So now we're going to spend a little more time, a little bit of money on it, and make it into a great space.
Yes.
We're really excited.
Yes, and now it's going to be a more grown-up, mature music room.
Yeah.
So when you're a teenager and you have posters all over the wall and whatnot, it's okay. But now that he's getting to be of age where he's a young adult, he really would like to have a more mature room. So we're making it an entertainment room because we want to house a TV in there, which we will be investing in. We're going to try to invest in as little as possible for a certain price. We're going to keep this as close to a certain budget as we possibly can. We haven't really figured out the dollar amount, but we know it's going to be cheaper.
As you know, that's kind of our thing, is
Yeah.
doing everything on a low budget. So
And I'm proud of that. We're able to somehow pull together some great rooms.
yeah.
With a really strict budget. There's some great finds out there, everybody. Facebook Marketplace, sometimes things on the side of the road. Family and friends passing things down. Sometimes you build and create things from materials you have already, or reconfigure and recycle things.
Upcycle.
Upcycle.
Yeah, we love doing that stuff.
Yeah, move things from one room to the next. It's just great. And sometimes we do buy new things, but we like to look for sales, of course. So we will be purchasing a sofa. We're going to try to find it cheap or used, but even that you have to be really careful because you don't know where it's been. So you have to clean it, and sometimes you just rather buy new. So we're going to be looking in different avenues for that, and we're going to be purchasing a television. But pretty much everything else is going to be built or recycled. We are investing in some materials for the walls and whatnot.
Right, I'm going to bump out one of the walls to make it a bigger space. There's a little more room in there.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
It's really exciting. He has a lot of equipment and instruments that we really have to house. It was really kind of squished in this space. We want to make it a little bit bigger. We can only extend it so far, so it's just going to go out, I don't know,
About 4 feet.
about 4 feet. So it's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be really nice, we hope, for him. The idea is to give Jake a space that he just so deserves. He is the editor and publisher of our channel. He is a hardworking college student. He's in his last year. He's doing this in an honors college, and with being on the dean's list, and he's helping us with our show and trying to keep up with his music, because on the side he does produce music, and he's the music in our channel. Actually, he composed that and produced that, and we just couldn't be more proud of him and so excited for him. So we really want to give him a room because he's so helpful around the house too, and helpful with our channel. He really does, and he deserves this room. So this is a little video for our son. So he does know what this is going to be, the room that it's going to be, and we wanted his input on this, but the final result, the design of it, is going to be a surprise. So he knows the concept, and we did get some of his input because we want this to be his room. No matter what our style is, we don't want that to be just an extension of us down there and throw in his instruments. We want this to be something that's him. He's a completely different style than we are.
Right.
So this won't be a cottagey farmhouse type of thing. There will not be a brick wall.
Right.
So this will be strictly a Jacob room. So it will be somewhat set apart from our home, but we will definitely make it feel like it's still connected to our home, but it will be all him. So we wanted to do this room for him. We hope that you'll join us and see how exciting these next few weeks will be. We are going to need that time, so bear with us. Every week we will have something exciting with the room, but there will be a 3 to 4 week project in this room. We're going to show you a little bit of some of the bulbs popping up, some of our greenery. We are in late March. We're days away from April. So we are going to show you what's happening in New England at this time of year. As you know, we're in New England, and we're going to show you some of the things that are starting to happen outside, and we'll give you a quick walk around of the before of the room, which we did video before we left for vacation. We'll show you that before footage, and we did finally get to that water hose.
Oh, right.
So when we came home, that was one of the first things we did. We did find the right size.
For the washing machine.
For the washing machine. So we're going to quickly show you that in case you're interested and you want to do that yourself. So this is kind of a mishmash this week of catching up. But next week, stay tuned. We are going to get knee deep way into phase 1 of the entertainment room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. Come along and see what we're doing. We have some lovely tulips popping up in some areas. We need a lot of cleanup, which will be happening in the next couple of weeks before Easter. We do have guests coming, so we want a nice cleanup, and it's time. We are very excited about spring. We have some buds starting to form on the apple tree that we trimmed. Well, I don't know if you can see that, I'm probably a little too close, but isn't that exciting? I'm going to walk over to our blueberry bushes, where we do have some buds forming on the blueberry bushes. Do you see those beautiful buds? You can see them. Isn't that exciting? Some of the daylilies popping up. So nice to see. So we have some iris and daylilies kind of mixed together for this little corner here, and that's starting to pop up in green. We have the crocuses growing. It's very exciting. He's starting to peep up. And some daffodil greenery. Isn't that pretty there? The daffodils and crocuses. Some more daffodils popping up. Give you a quick update on this little guy. He didn't make it. We tried so hard to transplant him, but we think, and we were wondering if that was going to be enough, but it was a wonderful suggestion. Thank you to a viewer who had mentioned, a subscriber who mentioned this, maybe transplanting it. And I don't know why I didn't think of that, but I think it was just beyond, and we had wondered that if it would be something worse than that. So unfortunately, we couldn't bring him back to life. So sad, but we'll try again. So the long-awaited moment of what room we are doing and where we're putting our desk. We're actually putting it in Jacob's music room. Our son's music room has been kind of a pulled together room that originally was my husband's workspace. He had like a little area where he could do his building and whatnot, and it just got too cluttered and too messy. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you around. This is a kind of mishmash, pulled together room that is just a disaster. And my son, it was fine when he was younger and in high school, and now my son's about to graduate college and he needs a real room. He had a whiteboard here where we put little messages. As you're seeing this before, it's a little before St. Patrick's Day, but we had to hide some things. This right here, we have some piping. We have piping down here as well, which we will eventually be putting on this wall, a water filter on our water system, but we're going to hide it with a cabinet. And then we had this cabinet hiding our pipes, and we'll show you at some point. and Paul built out of pallet wood. He built this little, I guess like a chest around it, so we can still have access to the water, and it acted as a sitting area for Jacob with cushions, and then he used it as a table at one point, but we can still open it up and get inside. But we're gonna make it a little smaller. We had made it maybe too large, and still hide it, but it's gonna be a little different. But he had maps in here and different pieces of like posters and whatnot. And it's just a mess. We have movies here, games over here, and then around the corner is a disastrous mess, but we kind of have cushions and totes of things around, all kinds of things. It's a mess. This is a wall that we had put pallet wood and stained it with like a blue stain. You can see it well here. And my daughter had painted Jacob's first electric guitar. She had painted it on this as a cool thing for his room. He has a picture here which he's going to keep. We're probably going to reframe it though. This was from a friend. My son liked the Beatles, so his friend had made, she was a great artist, so she had painted from using an album cover of the Beatles, and gave it to him as a gift for graduation, which was really cool. And we have just mishmash of pieces of things around to kind of hide the piping and whatnot. We just really kind of quickly pulled it together. I guess it's okay and cool when you're in high school and even younger than that, but now he's a grown man and he deserves a really special room. These are some panels, soundproof panels that we had bought. They're all kind of vacuum packed in here. There's 96 of them, and we're going to place them on the walls. We're doing some research about music rooms. Originally this was going to be just a music room, but we're deciding it's going to be an entertainment room in general, where he'd come down and hang out with friends, but also he could have it as a makeshift office as he's looking for something remote after he graduates, and also that he can also do his recording in here. We do karaoke as a family, especially when our extended family comes into town, and we want to be able to do karaoke in here as well. So there will be a sofa and a coffee table. This is a very, very small room, but what we're going to do is we're going to rip out this wall and extend it further. And this door, instead of right here, is going to be more on this side. So when you enter, you'll enter this way instead of this way. And this whole wall will be pushed out about a foot or so to make it a little bit larger. And we have cement flooring, so we're going to do very similar to what we did in our laundry room. And we're going to have another rug put in, area rug, but he'll have that floor. It'll be very good and conducive to the sound in here. Also make it look really nice and put together. And then the rug will have a good thick padding, and then the rug on top that'll be quite large, and it'll give us some warmth. We are considering putting in a little fireplace on the wall, an electric fireplace, as well as new curtains, wall treatments, and of course we're going to put his music in here, his speakers in here. We're going to be putting a lot, he's going to have a desk in here, which, by the way, that's the desk we've been working on. So that desk is probably going to go in this corner over here with some shelving on top, where he can have a work center, whether he comes in here to work, whether he does his music, because he does produce music, he does compose, and he does play music. So even when we're doing karaoke, this will be the workstation here. And we'll have, this wall is going to come out a little bit, and we're going to have lots of storage in here. We're going to be placing a TV here, and we have to obviously hide the cords and the plugs, and we have to just put some furniture in here. The sofa and table might go over here, or it might go in this corner. We're going to see the layout eventually. We're looking on Facebook Marketplace for sofas, but we may end up buying a new one. We'll see. And then we have this awful ceiling full of carpet tiles that we had some carpet place was getting rid of them for free. So we placed some on the wall over there. We placed some here on the ceiling. And basically what that is to help the sound. We had nailed it. It looks terrible. It looks like a 1970s van, but that's coming down. And then of course we have these fluorescent lights because Paul used to have his workshop in here. So those are coming down. We're going to have regular ceiling lights. So this wall will most likely be a really cool shiplap wall. And we're going to either have this wall and this wall be like a cool plaid. And then this will be painted, or we might just paint all of them and place maybe a little bit of plaid somewhere on the wall. We were going with who Jacob is, his inspirations. My thought, if it was my room, I would have done a really cool bunch of bookcases and with glass doors, and I would have had lots of wood and leather, and it would have been a different type of room. But the way my son is, it doesn't really match his personality. He really loves softer fabrics, plush but not too plush. He wants a little structure to the room, but he also isn't a big fan. It is very chilly down here, so he's not a big fan of that cold fabric with the leather. He's right in that. So he'll be having more of a fabric, but it's going to be really cool. Stay tuned to see. It's going to take about 3 weeks. We're guesstimating. Sometimes it goes a little extra, so may even go to 4 weeks. But this is going to be a room that's going to take a lot of time and energy. As you can see here too, we have this here. Don't remember where we got that. It might have even been where my husband used to work. They were getting rid of this. I'm thinking this might be that. And we placed it, and it was a little soundproof, but he wants more soundproof in here. So when he's recording, there won't be sounds from the pipes, and we won't hear him if he wants to work late at night. So we'll be working on that as well. Any suggestions for soundproofing? Any of you who have record studios at home that could give some advice? We'd love it. This is new to us. So stay tuned to see this exciting room. So here's part one of the demo and gutting out of the room. We are knocking down this wall and extending it further. So you will see it being a little bit larger in the end. But this room wall is coming down and being reconfigured. When Paul had a workshop, he had cut a little part out of the wall so he could slide in this custom-made, I guess, barrel, I don't know what you call it, like a shelving unit, storage unit on wheels, and it would come out, and he had wood scraps and whatnot in there. But we're going to be kind of closing that back up. This whole room, this whole wall, excuse me, is going to be changed. It's going to be sheetrocked, and we will be shiplapping it. I do, as you see, I do, so we remember, and also, so my husband also remembers, I will write things on the wall so you know, okay, this is what this is going to be. We will reuse a lot of this material that we had on the wall. Do you remember had a painted guitar on it by my daughter? We did take plenty of pictures, just so you know, so we still have the memory of that. But that will be reused to help bump out the wall a little bit, because we have a little bit of a jetting out of the units here, of the outlets, and some wiring and pipes. So we need to, build that back out so it'll be a nice, smooth, flush sheetrocked wall. So over here, this wall and the one across from that, and over here, I shouldn't say across from it, this wall here and going around, and then across from this wall will be all paint. But this particular area is also going to have the desk. We're going to have a little nook in there for his desk and some storage. We have, if you can see in the dark, sorry about the lighting, folks, we have this. We're going to have part of that wall will be pushed, and we'll have a little door access in some way, and we will have storage in there. And then we'll try to get as much shelving as we can in here, as well as the desk will be in this corner, this little nook. You can kind of see in this area here. And then this wall will be pretty much as is, but we're going to obviously sheetrock it and then shiplap it, and it's going to house the TV here. Like I said, this will be closed up, and this whole area here will be painted, and we'll have some drapes to make the windows appear like they're bigger windows, and also help cut the sound, because this will be a room where he will be performing. I shouldn't say, performing possibly, but mainly recording and making music and producing it. We really want this room to be soundproof as possible for our neighbor's sake, but also so it can cut the sound for him around everything. We will still have, we'll have like a fake beam here that we did that quickly because it was to be cute, but this was to hide pipes. So this is going to be built out with better materials, and it's going to be a beam going down. We also are going to make, like we said, this a lot smaller, this whole area, which covers all the filter and the piping there, and the water shut off in here. Yeah. What was going on with this color, I don't know. One time we probably had some paint laying around and painted the wall, but it'll definitely be repainted. The ceiling, we have all those carpets down. It's really chewed up the wall, so we're going to kind of clean up that wall, that ceiling, I mean, and we're going to shiplap it. A lot of nail holes because we had the carpet up there for the sound, but it will not be doing that. We may put some sound panels on the ceiling. These halogen shop lights were great when this was Paul's workshop many years ago, but we will have that changed out, and there'll be regular light fixtures coming down, so it'll look like a regular room. So it'll be exciting. And we'll have some molding and trim on the top and on the bottom. The floors will have this, again, crazy colors in here. I'm going to have a continuation, so this brown color into this flooring, so it'll all just be continued, but I am going to put that same flooring we put from the laundry room. We're going to have that in here as well. So it'll have that wood look to it, but it will be a vinyl flooring, and on top of that will be some nice area rugs. Hopefully it'll be a nice cozy room.